After servicing the truck out, I knew I had an exhaust leak. Wasn't sure where it was at, but I found it after pulling my filters. And right there, I was right behind this mount. Right here. Now keep in mind there was a big inner fender right in here. That big fender right here. I had this whole area right here covered up. The whole area all the way down to there was covered, so you couldn't see anything in there. So anyways, pulled it apart. Where the fuck is that thing at? Oh, here it is. And this is what we had. And I'm looking at this clamp on here. I'm going like, why do we have a clamp on here? So I got to look and see how rotted it was. It just fell apart. There's the pieces right there. I was trying to figure out why we had this clamp on here. And apparently he was plugging up that hole right there for the exhaust temp. And then I looked down in there and I said, hey, look at that big old long crack. Damn. I think it's time to get rid of this. So this is why I keep all my old parts. And that's the old flange off another truck. I believe that I'm going to weld that on there. And I measured it and all I need is 6 more inches. So I'll cut it right about there. I'll make my new pipe. Stay tuned. Alright, so I got the flange sitting in there. I'm going to try to line this pipe up. And see if I can get it to shoot in there. I'll put this clamp back on. Here, but I'm not going to put it all the way on, just a little bit, just to get the flange up there and line it up. So I'm basically just putting it in there so it'll hold the flange, and it's just sitting on this top front right here. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this, and down there, hold on a second here. Remember that chrome pipe I had to turn out on it? Well, I cut that 45 off and kept this elbow. See that nice little bend right there? And now I'm going to line this baby up. And mark it. Hold on a second. So basically I put a little mark right there. I turned that elbow. Then I turn this one until it lines up with that back there. So it can run straight across that damn top right there, and just put that little piece of flex back in there and I should be good. Let's see what happens. Oh, there she is. Nice little curved elbow. That's curve going up. That's curve going back. Try to put it on and see what we got. There she is, boys. There she is. Now all I gotta do is put a little piece of flex pipe in there. Gotta have the flex pipe right off the turbo because the motor twisting and turning and all that stuff. But yeah. Not too bad. Hell yeah. Goddamn turnout off the top of the muffler is now sitting down by the turbo. Let's put that flex on and see what we got. This old piece that I pulled off of here. And I don't know if you remember, but I had to cut it. It was about that long. Had to cut it all the way off to get it off that pipe. So now it's going to slide up on that pipe about that far. The same with this one. The reason I'm using this again is because I know it don't look like much, but it's stainless. It's all stainless, so that shit will last a long time. Outlive the truck. So I'm gonna slide it back on there and get into my little list of saved items. Look at that old stainless clamp. That's why I save all this old shit, man. Got me another one right there. Stainless on stainless. God damn it. It don't get no better than that. Alright, next shot, we'll be all hooked up. See you in a minute. Well, not bad for a homemade pipe. Let me get a look at this thing here. Yeah, that was the exhaust tip. The top of the muffler. I had to use that little bend of that thing. That turnout, that worked out perfect. That's good now. I guess I ain't gonna be hearing that noise anymore. I was a little frustrated because I kind of thought it was the manifold leaking. And I was trying to avoid it for a little bit, but then when I found that pipe, I was mad and glad at the same time. Ready to ride. All right, boys, that's all I got. Check you later.